is how the Group B table looks after the opening game. England on top, and Wales and the USA will play each other at 7 o'clock this evening. Stephen, a very good opener for England. Really couldn't have gone that much better.
It was easy enough for them, wasn't it? Iran didn't really pose much of a threat. England in the forward areas looked so good at times. When they really turned the screw, that they were able to dismantle them and were able to create goals at will. And then the players you're able to bring onto the pitch, like the Grealish, Foden, you know, they've just got an abundance of attacking quality. So, yeah, comfortable game for them. Good performance. Couple of issues defensively, got question marks about position and stuff like that. Harry Maguire gone off with an injury, not too sure what that was, but overall some big performances, and Bellingham was one that you look at and think he was excellent. So yeah, a great start for them.
It's a good boost for them, Liam, because they had been coming into this after their impressive qualifier, slump in form. What did you make of them today?
Well, it was an easy game. You know, Iran were very disappointing, although they got a couple of consolation goals towards the end. But in many ways it kind of highlights what England are all about. Very, very good going forward, as Stephen said. Lots of really good attacking players. Saka was terrific, got 2 really good goals. Harry Kane, he didn't score, and England scored 6 and Harry Kane doesn't score.
You had predicted that he'd meet the record.
It's very unusual. It's very unusual, but he played his part, and he was a provider today. And then, as we've said, the players that they can afford to bring on in an attacking sense. But in defence, they have problems. You know, Harry Maguire was very poor for the first goal that Taremi scored. John Stones got caught out a couple of times. Eric Dyer, when he came on, he looked like he's lacking a bit in pace. So they're going to face good teams with good attacking players going forward. And perhaps that's going to be their downfall.
And what about Pickford in goal? He did make a good save there towards the end.
He did. He made a very, very good save. But as I said to you before the show, he's capable of making great saves, but he never seems to be calm. He always seems to be agitated. And I don't like that in a goalkeeper. I think it unsettles the defence. So, Southgate's not going to change the team going forward after that win, but they'll play harder teams along the way, but they should top the group now.
The Rising Stars really shone today, didn't they? And that's a huge positive for England.
Yeah, to have so many top-notch young players, you know, Bellingham 19, Saka 22, I think he is now. Foden comes on. You know, these players have got so much ahead of them, but they're playing at such a high level at this early age in their careers and playing with such confidence. And it's also, they have a maturity about their play from Bellingham, especially midfielder. He dictates play, he drives to the box, he's defensively helping out. Like Declan Rice really had nothing to do today. His job is going to be in those games where he actually really has to protect the back four. And you add him to that as well. So, you know, from a standpoint, they've got an exceptional group of young players, but like Liam said, it's that defensive frailties that you're always going to worry about. I'm sure they'd be delighted to have a young centre-back that was coming through that really has grabbed this by the scruff of the neck, but at the moment they're relying on those players that, and maybe Harry Maguire might actually be a doubt, so, but in the forward areas that they can be exceptional.
We know how the hype can get cranked up in England. Will they start to get carried away?
I don't know. It was Iran at the end of the day, and I don't think they really posed a threat. The 2 goals they scored, you know, penalty, which if you look at the penalty that England didn't get in the first half, probably shouldn't even have been awarded. And that was 8 minutes into at a time at the end of the game, so the game probably should be well over by then. The goal they did concede from play, Maguire switching off, so they'll get hyped up. But I think people are worried that Southgate, as much as he has that attacking talent, will he resort back to defensive midfield players protecting the back four when they go further into the tournament against better opposition? And that's where the question marks will be.
Liam, Iran are ranked 20th in the world. I know you didn't expect much of them going into this. Were you disappointed in what they brought?
Well, look, these are the rankings. The world rankings can be deceiving because they're not playing the European opposition that England are playing against. So where they operate and the games they play against, the international games they play, they're not against very good opposition. So it's misleading that, you know, the fact that they're 20th in the world. And the same probably would go for the United States. They've got a good record in world rankings as well. But I think they'll probably find out in the competition too. Iran were very disappointing. They were very physical. They just sat back. They hoped for a 0-0. They just couldn't cope with the forward players that England had available.
So England are up and running with a win, scoring 6 goals along the way. So let's get to those goals. 3 in the first half and then 3 more. Saka with his second.
Yeah, he's very good. He had a really great performance. Played great out on that right-hand side, but he's very left-footed. Comes in. You don't quite know when he's going to shoot. He's got that ability. If you show him on his right-hand side, he'll go as well. He's a very pacey player. But he totally fools the Iranian defence here, what he's up to, and he just rolls it into the corner. Class goal. And a tremendous performance from the young kid, 21 years of age. What a way to start your first World Cup.
Yeah, we expect to see a lot more from him, hopefully, throughout this tournament. Then some changes were made. Rashford came on and he quickly marked his England return. Yeah,
another player that, has come into the tournament. He got in quite late. He hadn't been in the England setup for a little while, but comes on and makes an impact. But this touch and turn from Harry Kane, who was provider today, didn't get the goals on the score sheet, but Rashford gets it. He just sells the defender complete. I'm not too sure where the defender's going here. He chops it, he goes miles past him, and then he just rolls into that corner past the goalkeeper. And it's a very comfortable finish from a player who's in confidence again. And I think for England to have all these forward players that are playing well at the club, and Rashford's another one that is just, he's so quick, he's so strong. I mean, he's on form. He can be a real threat. So to be able to bring him on, it was huge.
And Jack Grealish getting in on the act too, making it 6.
Yeah, the subs came on and made an impact, didn't they? Rashford, Grealish. But it was a good move from England. Stones, good ball from Bellingham. Nice flick on from Rashford to Bellingham. And Callum Wilson here. You don't see many centre forwards who are as unselfish as he is. Usually they go for glory, being centre forwards and goal scorers. But he did very well here, and Grealish couldn't have had an easier finish, really, into the empty net. And there's a celebration. Very good performance from England. Set up well now to carry on to win the group. Gareth Southgate would be well pleased.
And we did highlight some of their defensive issues before kick-off, and Iran did get in for 2 goals.
Yeah, and this goal here, Iran, this is the first time really they've been in the box, but Maguire just gets drawn out to Maney, who there's no need for him to get sucked out here. By coming out, he creates a space in behind. Then he's flat-footed, gets him behind, and then just smash in. It's a great finish, it really is. He's a player we highlighted before the game that's on form for his club, has come into this very confident. And this is a free kick in the box. It's put him with loads of pace. Pickford comes out, gets a decent touch on it, but there's a coming together of players. I think it's Stones has his jersey. Shaw comes across as well. To be honest, I think the one in the first half for England was probably more of a stonewall penalty than this one actually was. But the ref has gone over, had a look. At this point, it's 9 minutes into added time at the end of the game, and he slots that penalty. A confident striker in good form, and they're going to be really reliant on him if they have any chance of getting a result in the next 2 games against Wales and USA. Iran are going to have to feed him the ball because he's a player in form and someone that can actually lead the line for them really well.